It began like a whisper in our tidy cul-de-sac, where perfect lawns and uniform homes screamed conformity. Diane Mitchell, a newcomer 6 months prior, was a thorn from the start, knocking uninvited to nitpick your hedges for being an 8-2 wild by HOA standards. I dismissed it as overzealous neighborliness, but her suggestions morphed into an obsession. She handed out homemade citations on fake HOA letterhead, looking like she'd raided a print shop. We laughed, tossed them, but Diane saw herself as the sheriff of Greenhaven Estates. When summer hit and pools sparkled, trouble loomed. Diane had no pool and loathed exclusion. So on a blazing Saturday, she marched to my door, oversized sunglasses perched, clipboard clutched like a battle plan. "Hi, Ellen," she chirped. "I'm throwing my daughter's birthday bash, and obviously you'll let us use your pool." It wasn't a question, it was a decree. I blinked, stunned by her audacity. "Sorry." "No," I said, polite but firm. Her smile cracked, eyes narrowing behind her shades. "Excuse me," I softened, sensing her fury. "We're busy." Truth was, my plan was to lounge alone, but that counted. Diane huffed about uncooperative vibes and stormed off, heel stabbing my walkway. I thought that was a funny anecdote for the group chat. I was wrong. Diane didn't take rejection, and she weaponized it. By noon, a non-compliance notice was taped to my mailbox, scrolled in marker, citing a fake rule about pool sharing duties. I laughed, but as I peeled it off, Diane's head popped from her shrubs like a vengeful squirrel, snapping a photo. "Documenting your defiance," she barked, vanishing. Neighbors buzzed, whispering that Diane was pushing a mandatory pool access rule. A community app post, clearly her work, ranted about selfish pool hoarders earning eye-roll emojis and quips about her birdbath. She set up a table on my sidewalk, clipboard stacked, a jar labeled Pool Fawn. "Petition drive," she crowed, waving at passers-by who ignored her. By dusk, red-faced and signature-less, she packed up her jar empty. Her rap tirade that night, tagging my house via GPS, wailed about her daughter's ruined birthday and my chlorine cruelty. Friends sent popcorn images. This was a circus and Diane was the clown. But I sensed her escalating, a wasp ready to sting. 2 days later, clanging woke me. Outside, Diane car slowed. Neighbors gawked. I locked my doors, called my wife, Jess, who was 10 minutes away. 2 teens, likely Diane's daughter's friends, waved wristbands, then froze seeing my glare. Diane propped my gate with a traffic cone, muttering about easements. Jess arrived, filming as Diane shoved the gate, screaming, "This is community property." She pivoted to victim mode when she saw the camera, clutching her arm. "Stop harassing me." Tom, a retired deputy neighbor, strolled up. "Diane, you're 2 minutes from a judge." Undeterred, she cited a verbal HOA clause for seizing underused amenities. Tom choked back a laugh. Neighbors filmed, turning her tantrum into a viral sideshow. Diane dialed 911, claiming detainment on public land. I leaned on my porch, letting her unravel. Jess whispered, "She's either getting arrested or passing out soon." I smirked, watching the chaos speak. Police arrived, lights lazy in the heat. Diane flung herself at the cruiser, limping theatrically, spewing lies about hostile lockouts and child endangerment. Officer Reed, coffee in hand, blinked slowly. Officer Cruz, squinting skeptically, asked us for the truth. Diane interrupted, alleging assault. Jess played the footage. Diane's gate shoving 911 call and fake loss. Reed sipped unmoved. Cruz said, "This is private property. You're free to leave." Diane sputtered. I declared it open. Reed deadpanned. "This ain't the frontier." Neighbors stifled laughs. Diane called 911 again, shrieking about imprisonment. Reed ended the call, warning of misuse charges. I declined to press trespassing, savoring her meltdown. Diane kicked over her lemonade stand, cups and wristbands flying, and stormed off, vowing, "This isn't over." Her daughter slunk away, mortified. Neighbors clapped as Diane's screeches faded. But I knew she was plotting. A manila envelope arrived marked urgent and cursive. Inside, a jumbled complaint accused me of amenity hoarding and psychological abuse via pool denial. fake witness statements named absent neighbors, and a non-existent Carl Ironfist. I emailed the HOA board led by no-nonsense Carla River with the footage and Diane's forgery. Carla replied, "Handled." An emergency meeting was called. Diane arrived in a lime green blazer with a binder labeled Justice. She ranted about pool elitism, waving stock photos of kids swimming. Carla dismantled her. Private pools aren't public. Diane had no rule-making power, and Carl Ironfist didn't exist. Laughter erupted. Carla fined Diane $300 per fake statement. Diane shrieked, "I'm the victim." Carla's icy, "Not today," silenced her. Diane stormed out, toppling a trash can. Neighbors cheered, offering me coffee vouchers and a pool hero sticker. But Diane's silence felt ominous. She resurfaced with a flyer announcing a freedom splash at my pool, photoshopped with sharks and flags. Balloons in a pool reclaim banner festooned my sidewalk. Diane in a visor manned a popcorn machine and inflatable kiddie pools, blasting pop tunes. Strangers lured by a public Facebook event arrived with floaties. I called the police. Diane, megaphone in hand, chanted, "We deserve the pool." Officers arrived, stifling grins at the popcorn chaos. Diane cited communal votes. Crews said, "Facebook isn't law. Pack it up." Parents fled. Kids wailed. Diane glared, screaming, "This isn't over." As her setup collapsed, I knew she'd strike again. Tom dropped a bombshell at a barbecue. Diane had pitched a community wellness center to the HOA, needing my pool to prove demand. Her Happy Springs LLC aimed to profit from grants and rentals, using my property as her prototype. I found her LC filings confirming her grift. I sent them to Carla, who vowed action. Neighbors shunned Diane. Her cookie sales tanked. Carla's newsletter jabbed. Private property stays private. Diane's app rants were mocked. Then she went rogue, climbing my fence in a glittery cap, wielding a bastard to test my pool water, slapping quarantine stickers on my grill. I filmed, called the police. Officers caught her mid-dash inspection, citing trespassing. Diane screamed about civic reassessment. Crews quipped, "You're blowing hot air." Handcuffed, she wailed, "The waters will rise." Neighbors slow clapped her exit. Diane sued the HOA for aquatic oppression, demanding a personal pool. Carla's team uncovered her fraud, forged signatures, fake invoices, and LLC funds spent on spa days, and a pizza oven. In court, Diane in white ranted about pool tyranny. The HO's lawyer listed her crimes: fraud, forgery, mail fraud. Diane's face drained as the judge dismissed her case, finding her $8,000 for legal fees. She tripped, exiting, banner dragging. Memes erupted. Diane versus reality, 0-1. Diane's house sat unsold. Her quotes seized the splash mocked. New buyers, a young couple, planned a mega pool with a lazy river. The HOA approved, Carla gifting them floaties. Neighbors cheered as Diane moved, her truck squealing. Her old yard became a community hub, hosting swim days Diane never achieved. She rented a leaky apartment, her legacy a warning. Don't go full, Diane. Floating in the new pool, I smiled. Diane didn't just lose a pool. Lost her grip and Greenhaven swam.